Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Misinformation Show. I'm your host, Amber Star McTerry, and today we are going to get into some stuff. We are going to get into some things because this past week has been kind of crazy. It's been kind of crazy. A lot of people are being exposed. Okay, like a lot of Black conservatives are seeing a lot of you, other conservatives and Republicans, for what you really are. And it's all being exposed on Elon Musk's Twitter X app, or whatever you want to call it. It's being exposed all on Elon Musk's app. So let's get into it. So I'm sure you all heard by now of the incident that happened in Texas with the two teenagers at the track meet. One was Black, one was white, and I'm bringing race into it because y'all brought race into it, so don't come for me. But no, we talking about race because y'all brought up race, okay? So one was Black, one was white. The Black teenager, who goes by the name of Karmelo Anthony, was sitting under a tent. I guess it wasn't his school's tent. It was another school's tent. He was under there. No one knows why. All the details hadn't come out yet as I'm recording this video. But he was sitting under a tent, and Austin, who is the white teenager, came up to Karmelo and told him that he has to move because this is not his seat. He doesn't belong here. This isn't his school. I guess he's not supposed to be here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Anthony, the Black teenager, refused to move from under the tent, okay? So Austin decided to take matters into his own hands to try to remove Anthony from under the tent. Mind you, Anthony warned him not to touch him. Okay, say, don't touch me, touch me and see what happens. So I'm assuming at this point, Austin had already warned him that he would use his own force. He would force him to move from under the tent. So that's why Karmelo Anthony said, do touch me and you see what happens. Okay, so Austin tried to, according to witnesses, okay, I saw online, witnesses said they saw Austin touch and or grab Anthony. Okay, so I guess as he was doing that, Anthony stabbed him, which unfortunately hit him in the heart, and he sadly passed away due to those injuries, okay? Now, I'm not here to, defend him. I'm not saying, yeah, he did the right thing. I'm not saying none of that, because you know how y'all like to twist words, okay? Y'all like to twist words when don't fit your narrative, because all logic goes out the window, okay, for some of you retards. Can I say retards? I don't know if I can say that. For some of y'all on X, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, Austin should have went and grabbed an adult. If he felt that strongly about someone sitting under a tent, go grab an adult or grab someone else to move this kid out the tent. You don't take matters into your own hands in that situation. But the point I'm trying to get at is the only reason we're talking about race is because a lot of people on the right brought out race first. The first time I saw about this incident was from a right wing, from some Matt Walsh or something. He made some wild ass tweet, some race baiting tweet about the situation, and now we all talking about race. And these are the same people who would say not everything's about race. Why are you bringing up race? Race. Don't bring about race. And as soon as it fits their narrative, as soon as it helps their emotional agenda, they're bringing out race. Okay, so let's talk about it. Why are we talking about race? What? Y'all think Austin got killed because he was Black? I mean, because he was white? That's not what happened. I don't know why we're talking about race, and y'all been using the situation to tie up into your little woe is me, I'm white, everything's against me, when, I'm white, they hate white people, America hates white people, when, woe me. Is this BLM? Is this BLM in 2020? Because that's how y'all acting right now. Like the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is astounding, may I add. Because that's exactly how y'all sound like libtards. Nothing happened because he was white. And if you go and look them up online, all of them are pictured with people of different races. I'm pretty sure Austin has Black friends. I saw a picture of Karmelo with some white friends. Okay, nothing happened because he was white. It's just two teenagers arguing, and it went terribly wrong. I'm not defending anybody. That's what happened. There's no evidence of what y'all saying, just emotional BS about you being white and how everyone's against you. You know how you sound? You sound like those same Black people that y'all talked about in 2020 during the Biden administration. That's exactly how y'all sound. That's exactly how y'all look. Okay? Y'all hate the race card until it benefits you. Now imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine this. Imagine a world where We were at a track meet, okay, and it's this white kid sitting down who happened to be under the wrong tent. Let's look at it like this. It's this white kid who happened to be under the wrong tent, and this big 6 feet, 200-pound black kid, okay, because that's how tall these twins were, Austin, because Austin had a twin brother, by the way, and I guess he unfortunately died in his twin brother's arms, which is really sad. But imagine what these people will be saying if a 200-pound, 6-foot-tall black kid came up to a white kid and tried to move him out of his seat and actually touched him and grabbed him. Imagine what they would be saying. You know what they would be saying? The black kid would still be violent in that situation. And this is the hypocrisy. This is the hypocrisy for me, okay? It's the hypocrisy for me because none of y'all would not have given that black kid any grace if he went and tried to move a white kid out of his seat and unfortunately got stabbed. Okay, y'all would not be giving him any grace. Y'all say, well, black kids are violent. Black people are violent. The same thing y'all saying now, y'all will be saying in a different situation. I know that for a fact. We all know. I even did a poll on my Instagram. So please, everyone knows it. Everyone sees it. You're race baiting. Okay, it's this emotional agenda y'all have trying to mask it as logic, saying, oh, well, it has to be proportionate to the crime. Why would he bring a knife to school? Why would he do this? Why would he do that? As if y'all would have gave a shit if the roles were reversed, if the races were reversed. Y'all would not have given the same grace. And this is the thing for me. Okay, let's say for a moment you really do believe that white people are under attack. Let's say you believe that white people are under attack in America, and if this was the opposite, if everything was the opposite, it would be all over the news. It would be all this. Let's say you're correct, okay? Because I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, if the roles were reversed, it would be all over the news. If a white kid stabbed the black kid, it would be all over the news. We have these protests. People will be looting. People will be doing that, blah, blah. So what you're really saying is if the races were reversed, the propaganda machine and the Democrats would have used this situation to their political advantage and have everybody in the streets going crazy. That's crazy. That's what you're saying. You're saying the Democrats, okay, would have used this situation and used their ties with the propaganda machine to manipulate everybody to go in the streets. So you're upset that this situation can't be manipulated for an agenda for the big media. Is that what you're saying? Okay, I agree. Okay, cool. So if that's how you feel, let's just admit that you're a libtard and you're a racist. You're a racist because you have to be racist because your logic is inconsistent. It's inconsistent. It doesn't make any sense. So just admit you're a libtard and you're no different than the BLM warriors in 2020. Y'all the same exact people. You're just doing it from a white point of view. Y'all are a bunch of libtards with this emotional agenda trying to mask it as if it's logic or something. You're no different than a libtard. You're like you're stupid. You're emotionally manipulated by the media, okay, to the point where you literally you can't see past race. You can't see past race because I am 100% certain all of y'all would be arguing self-defense. If a black kid who was 6 feet, 200 pounds went up to a white kid and tried to move him out of his seat and got stabbed, y'all would be arguing it was self-defense. I know this. And I'm going to tell y'all how I know this later on. Okay? So for now, let's talk about Matt Walsh. Okay? Because Matt Walsh is another weirdo who makes everything about race and try to act like he doesn't. Okay? When he clearly does care about race. Everything's about race. Let's look at this tweet that had a lot of people mad with Matt Walsh. He said, if I told you that a young man stabbed another young man to death for telling him that he was in the wrong seat, and then I told you that one young man in this altercation was white and the other black, and then I asked you to guess the race of the assailant, every single person would know the answer immediately. Young black males are violent to a wildly outrageous, disproportionate degree. That's just a fact. We all know it. And it's time that we speak honestly about it or nothing will ever change. Okay, if you want to speak honestly about something, let's speak honestly about your kind of people liking kids. Let's talk about your kind of people liking kids to the point where most of child corn convictions are people who look like you. Since you want to talk about it like that, since you making everything about race, since y'all brought up race, let's talk about race. Let's talk about why your people love animals so much to the point where they'll literally have sex with them. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. Let's get into it. Let's get into the bestiality. Let's get into the child corn. You want to talk about that? When you look at the numbers, white people are more likely to be victimized in a crime by another white person than you are by another black person. I even saw a stat the other day that said if you remove all the black people from this country, there's still 80, you still have an 80 something, I think it was like 86 or 87 or 87% chance to be victimized by another white person. Because only 15% of the crimes against white people are from another black person. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. If you want to play the victim Olympics here, let's see who's going to win this gold medal. Because at the end, if you want to look into it, the only people that are under attack in this country are black Americans. Because a black person is more likely to be victimized by another black person in our own community. Our communities are trash. Okay, they're poisoning our culture. Okay, they poison our culture first. Let's be honest. They poison our culture first. We are always the test group for something. So black people, black Americans are the ones who are really under attack. If you really want to sip this tea, if you really want to play the oppression Olympics, okay, let's get into it. Let's not get crazy. And then you want to say, oh, if the roles were reversed, again, if the roles were reversed, it would be all over the media. White people are racist, this and this and that. You know what's reversed all the time and doesn't get any media attention? Black on black crime. Black people are really under attack. They're killing each other in the hood every day. Nobody even cares to talk about it. Nobody even cares to talk about it or fix the issue. But these little random instances of a black person attacking a white person, you would think y'all getting attacked every day. That's not even the case. If you're a white person looking at this right now, I want every white person watching this to let me know if they ever been victimized by another black person. Because I don't think it's that common as y'all making it seem. It's common amongst other black people for sure, yeah. But a white person? I don't think so. Y'all got to turn the TV off. Y'all really getting brain rot, like to the point where y'all can't even use your logic consistently in situations like the two teenagers in Texas. Let's be for real. It's just like, why all of a sudden you guys want the same trauma visibility that you guys dismissed in the past years? Okay, so if let's get into this. Okay. So if you feel that black people are violent and you have a high chance of being robbed or attacked by a black person, how do you think black people feel when they see a police officer? Being that black people got the most interactions with the police, black people are always in the hood. And mind you, if y'all on the internet talking like this about black people, imagine how some police feel, especially when they're the ones who's interacting with black folks every day. You don't think sometimes maybe we have some cops who go in these situations with some sort of bias in their mind, like how you're acting right now? Y'all got bias in your mind right now that y'all can't even judge the situation with the two teenagers in Texas with logic, with consistent logic. So imagine how some black people think cops feel about them. So are you validating what these black folks have been saying for the past few years now? Is that what we're doing? Are we validating their feelings and their logic? Right? Because since black people are so violent, right? And you as a white person, you know this, right? So some cops might actually go in situations being biased. Right? So the black people, their feelings are valid, right? Their feelings are valid, right? Is that what we're saying now? I'm just saying. Y'all said it. Y'all saying it, not me. Okay? So if you guys are saying there's a pattern in black behavior, these black kids, these black people are so violent, they commit most of the violent crime, they're doing this, they're doing that, this is disproportionate, that's disproportionate. You know how some of us feel about white people? You know why the term Karen came about? God bless him. God bless his soul. But do you know why Austin maybe have felt invincible in that situation, that he can just go grab somebody out their seat? Like, you think you just go grab a random person out their seat because you don't want them sitting there as not his tent? You know why? Because me, including a lot of other people, we feel that a lot of white people have this mindset that's rooted in power and entitlement or something. Like, you think because you're white, you're invincible. You think because you're white, you can do this, you can do that. That's why the term Karen came about, because these white women, they would see like a black person minding their business, a black person just doing something. They assume, oh, this black person isn't supposed to be here. Let me use my white superpowers to call the cops and tell them to get the hell out of here. Like, that's what white people do. Y'all always jumping in y'all some business that don't involve y'all. I don't know what it is. Like, where does that come from? I think it's from power and the power and entitlement. Like, y'all think y'all have from being white. Cause y'all think y'all could just do what the hell ever y'all want. Everybody gotta bow down at your will. Now, I'm not trying to like make anyone mad, but I'm just saying that's why I feel the term Karen exists. Because that's what white people do. So Austin probably felt like, oh, he's white and there's a little black kid in the seat. And he's 6 feet, 200 pounds, mind you. Okay? Let me toss him out of the seat. So can we talk about that pattern in white behavior and how y'all think y'all run shit? And how y'all think y'all just so entitled to this? And let me tell you about a situation. I was at this Mexican restaurant earlier this week or last week, and it was very quiet. There was no one in there. I went off to the side part because I was eating by myself. So I just went by the bar, and it was just me and a few older white guys. They were in there watching the game. We was in there by ourselves. Okay, cool. By the time I finished eating, this group, another group, it wasn't a big group. It was like 3 or 4 other people. It was like this black guy and a couple black girls and some other POC, if you want to call it that. So they walked in the bar. Mind you, the black guy came in there. He was on the phone. He had someone on speakerphone, you know. And so when he did that, I was thinking like, bro, like they really stereotyping the fuck out you right now. Because every time I'm on Twitter, I always see white people talk about, why do black people always walk around with the phone on speaker? Da, da, da. So he walked in there with the phone on speaker, right? He went and sat at the bar. And I noticed the older white guy next to him, he was visibly annoyed, okay? He most likely was wondering, why did this guy walk in here with someone on speakerphone talking loud? And I looked at him, and he had his neck over, trying to look at the guy. I guess he was trying to see if the person was on FaceTime or if he actually had somebody on speaker. I don't know what he was doing. I just know the speaker was loud. He was talking on the phone. And he was just looking like, let's just mind your business. Mind your business, okay? So and then everybody else looked visibly upset when the other group of, it was like 2 more black girls came in, right? And everybody just looking around like, what's going on? Like, I could tell they were bothered by the fact that some black people walked in there like talking. But mind you, we had a bar. This is a restaurant. I get it was quiet for a little bit, but I'm sorry. This is a public space. People could do what they want. Like, I'm sorry. Like, why are you upset? But I could tell they wanted to do something by their mannerisms, how they were acting, how they looked at the people that walked in the bar. I don't know what it is with white people. Why do y'all feel so entitled to have things your way? Like, I don't understand. Like, y'all call the police because y'all think, oh, this person walking around here, he don't look like he's been there before. Let me call the police. Oh, this person making too much noise, like, oh, sorry, outside in the public space. Let me call the police. Oh, like, y'all be calling the police for random things because you just think you're entitled and you control shit. That's the issue. Now, let's talk. Y'all don't want to talk about that? Let's talk about the pattern of white behavior. Maybe that's why people get violent to y'all. Because y'all just think y'all run damn well. Now, let's talk about this. People want to say, oh, since y'all want to be victim, right? People say, oh, this wouldn't happen. Karmelo wouldn't have killed him if he was white. He was white. Everything's white, white, white. Mind you, Karmelo is right here in this picture with his white friends. A white friend, another non-black person. I don't think it had anything to do with Austin being white at all. I don't think that school they went to is even a predominantly black school. I'm pretty sure both of them hang around people of different races. Okay, I don't think it had anything to do with him being white. But if you look at this picture, okay, some people say the gun is a BB gun, an airsoft gun. I don't know anything about guns, so maybe it is, maybe it's not. But people was using this picture of Karmelo and cropping the white friends out and try to push the narrative that black people are violent in the culture, totally ignoring the fact that he was grouped with people who weren't black doing the same thing. Mind you, here's a picture of Austin right here with a gun as well, and they say, oh, he's hunting. White people ain't the only ones who hunt. So ask yourself, why was they trying to crop this picture to try to paint this narrative of Karmelo and ignoring the fact that there was white people doing the same thing? Because you know why they were doing that? Because if they showed the whole picture, they would have to admit that it's not just a black issue. It's a culture issue that's going on. And it's seething out to everyone else. It's like I said, it started with black people first. We were the test group, as we always are for everything. And now it's seething out to everyone else. Okay? So to sit right here and try to make it seem like, oh, black people bad, black people this, mind you, okay? These are the same people who will go around and use this talking point right here when it benefits their narrative, okay? When they talk about Democrats and how Democrats destroyed the black community, Democrats targeted the black community with welfare, Democrats took the father out the house, they push for these things, okay? They will use these talking points when it fits their narrative, okay, to bash Democrats, but totally ignore the fact that the black community was targeted when it comes to talking about a white person. Like, make that make sense to me. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? They will tell you how Democrats and the government targeted black people. They would say, oh, black culture wasn't always like this. Okay? They will point the timelines and the laws and policies that Democrats pushed and passed. Okay? They'll bring up Joe Biden and the super predator comment. Okay? They'll bring that up. But then when it's time to come to stuff like this, oh, it's just black culture. It's just black behavior. Black. Oh, so now Democrats didn't target us. This culture was implanted in our community. Is that what we're saying now? And you know how I noticed? Like, look at people like Ja Morant. Like, it's a culture issue. Like Ja Morant, the basketball player who grew up in a 2-parent household, okay? Both his parents didn't even live in the hood. He was a suburb kid. And look what he's doing on the basketball court. Acting ghetto. Making gun hand signals. Making videos with guns. You don't even know nothing about that life. Look at the white kids in this picture. I don't think any of those white kids with Karmelo grew up in a ghetto. But look at them. You think that's just black culture? It's not just black culture. And you know how I notice it's seeping, or whatever into other cultures? Because look at the old videos of, like, when I was a kid on MTV, when the white guys would actually make white people music. They don't even make white people music anymore. Like, what happened to Green Day? We're the Green Day types, All American Rejects. Where are those guys? Now all y'all trying to rap? All y'all making these rap music? Why is that? Huh? Oh, so now it's affecting white culture too, right? But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about how this is an operation going on, okay? And now it's grouping out. Now it's like seething out into other people. White boys need to go back to making white boy music again. Please, we're begging you. Why are all y'all trying to rap? You know why? Because it's a culture issue. It has nothing to do with being black. That's just not what it is. So with that being said, do you think, will we finally get people to admit that this is basically a social media cross-cultural influence that's going on, that they start with black people first? Like can we admit that? You know, they're not going to admit that. You know why? Because it'll destroy their narrative that black bad and white good. They'll never admit it. They'll never admit that, because it's going to destroy their narrative. So next time y'all bring up how, oh, black people used to have families together. The culture wasn't like this. Think about how we were targeted. Because you think that just happened out of nowhere? You think somebody just woke up and said, I'm going to make gangster music today? Like, you just think that just was organic the way it went about? Because even like when people started making gangster rap, like, we still had a lot of good conscious rap going on. Now everything just fucking trash. Now we got people like Sexy Red, who's embarrassing, and I hate that they give her a platform, because people looking at us that like we support this. I don't know many black people who support Sexy Red. I don't even know nobody who even buy her music. But they prop her up like this, and now people thinking we support this or this is how we act. No. We went from, we're all equal to we're oppressed now too. I'm white and I'm targeted. I'm a white man. The white people hate America. Wait. Now I'll argue with you that America hates black Americans more than they hate white people. If y'all really want to play the oppression Olympics after saying don't play the race card my whole life, we can get into it. Okay? So, y'all oppressed now too? Okay, so I guess we all oppressed then. If white people are oppressed, then damn it, I'm oppressed too. Shit. These are the things they will never admit, because it's going to defeat their logic that black people are bad and white people are superior. And I'm thinking, like, is this the party switch? Is this the so-called party switch they were telling us about? This is the party switch, right? Okay, yeah. So, like, is this the party switch they tried to lie to us about? Like, you far right Republicans in our party still pushing that white people are superior and black people are bad? Is this the party switch? I don't know. I think the party switch was Democrats sending more Democrats in the Republican Party to push the same logic that they've been pushing since they came about in existence. Okay, so is this the party switch? Make it make sense to me, okay? So let me tell y'all something. Let me point out how y'all are so inconsistent with your logic, okay? Let me admit this. I'll be the first to admit. Daniel Penny in New York, I don't think he did anything wrong, okay? No one's going to admit that, but I will. I will admit I don't think Daniel Penny did anything wrong. But what the issue is, the same people who defended Daniel Penny and said he did nothing wrong when he choked somebody for yelling on the train are trying to say Anthony's the bad guy for defending himself. Yeah, I get it may be a little extreme for pulling out a knife, but like I said earlier, you guys wouldn't have had the same energy if the races were reversed. Okay, I think the fact that you can't be consistent with your logic, it shows that you are putting your race first. Okay, because I rode the subway out here in LA. I know how rowdy it can get. I know how weird people are on those trains. Okay, so if somebody was on the train yelling, saying, "Oh, I'm going to kill everybody on this train. I don't care if I go to jail," I would be scared. I would hope Daniel Penny would be on there to, like calm him down or get him off the train. I would hope so, yeah. But I also believe in defending yourself against someone who tried to push you out, grab you out your seat. Mind you, this kid is bigger than Anthony. Okay, was the reaction extreme with the knife? Yeah, sure. I mean, I can admit to that. It may have been a little extreme, but it's self-defense. Okay, he didn't have to pull out the knife, but that's what happened when you go grabbing on random people you don't know. You don't go grabbing somebody up he's not a police officer. You're not the teacher, the coach. You grabbing another student out their seat. Like, what's the issue? Y'all defended Daniel Penny for killing somebody, choking somebody to death for just yelling. He didn't even touch anybody. And that's cool. And people say, "Oh, it has to be proportionate. The reaction has to be proportionate." Da, da, da. What was proportionate about choking somebody to death for yelling? Where's the proportion in that? There's no proportion. It's not like you are so inconsistent with your logic, and you making everything about race. And it's so easy for black Republicans like myself to see this because we come from that side. Okay, we come from that side. A lot of, especially people like me, we've been there before. We come from that side. So we notice how y'all are putting y'all race first after bashing the black people for doing the same thing. That's what y'all doing. If Daniel Penny can choke somebody to death for just yelling loud, Jordan Neely didn't even lay his hands on anyone. He didn't lay his hands on anyone, and this man went and choked him to death. Oh, because other people y'all say, "Oh, the black people in the train were scared too." Okay, and white witnesses said they saw Austin hit Anthony first. Since we bringing up race again, be consistent with your logic. Y'all just celebrated Penny, now y'all furious with Anthony. Cause Daniel Penny, he could have loosened up on the neck a little bit. After you watch that, yeah, Jordan had done calmed down. All you had to do was keep restraining him down. You had to keep holding on to his neck with all your fucking might. How's that proportionate? for somebody who's yelling. But Anthony went crazy for pulling out a knife for somebody who tried to attack him, who's bigger than him, who's taller than him. Be for real. So now we're punishing self-defense? Or is it only self-defense when a white person is attacked? Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, let's be for real. I'm consistent. I'm consistent with my logic. Are you consistent with yours? Like, no matter, y'all can't cherry pick based on skin color. Y'all will not be singing the same tune, bruh. That's the crazy part. Can you imagine if a 6 foot, 200-pound black kid went up to a white kid, bro? They will not be saying the same thing. And I even asked this question on Twitter that got a lot of responses, but nobody was really answering the question. They was talking about their race again, talking about, oh, white people don't do this, white people don't do that. That's not what I asked you. I'm asking you a hypothetical question. And the fact that you can't even answer the question correctly shows me that, yeah, y'all will be singing a different tune if it was a 200-pound black kid trying to move a white kid out of the seats. I know that for a fact. The truth is, y'all don't want racial bias to go away. You just want it to work in your favor. Because if you really want a racial bias to go away, you would be admitting that Austin had no right to move a kid to try to move somebody else out of the seat. Who do you think you are? And then, okay, and let me get into you other black conservatives I'm seeing on Twitter, okay? Because I'm seeing a lot of y'all pushing this narrative, falling up the far right, saying things and saying that, other sort, and then y'all being hypocritical as well, starting with Rob Smith. Okay, we're going to start with you, Rob Smith. Because you're one of the main ones I'm seeing right here being hypocritical in what you're saying. I don't know what you're doing, pandering to the far right. But let's watch this video of Rob Smith.
First of all, white identity politics are still identity politics. Second of all, blacks need to learn how to raise their children, and they need a higher amount of emotional discipline and regulation. And third of all, these black conservatives on social media really...
Now, I do agree with that. White identity politics is still identity politics. Okay, you hear what he said? White identity politics is still identity politics. That's the only thing I agree with on this video. Now, let's keep looking.
Need to stop being led by what white people are saying, and you need to understand that you're never going to be loved by black people. Like, they will always hate you. All right. First of all, objectively, there is absolutely there's no way to get around the fact that Karmelo Anthony stabbing this 17-year-old teenager to death was wrong. It is wild to me that people are trying to justify this, that people are trying to act as if he was provoked or whatever. It doesn't matter, because
back to what he was saying. He said being led by white people and what white people are saying. What do you mean being led by white people and what white people are saying? Because we're being reasonable and using consistent logic. No one's being led with what white people are saying. We're calling out hypocrisy.
Good kids do not stab other kids to death, first of all. And second of all, the reason that this story got so widespread and got so much attention is because it obviously started out like everything else does on X and on social media. It was elevated by a lot of these X accounts, and I know who they are, and you know who they are as well, that traffic in this sort of white identitarian, woe is me, I'm a straight white Christian male, I'm under attack identity politics, right? That works for a lot of these accounts because that's how they get a lot of engagement. Remember, this is a monetized platform now. So these people really do monetize this white identity politics, identitarian outrage. And I've been seeing it a lot on X as of late, and I'm sure you have as well if you spend a lot of time on this platform. And to that point, it is so interesting to me that the people who for the past 5 to 7 years have been telling black people that they are too emotional, telling black people that they need to grow up, telling black people that they need to stop playing identity politics, telling black people that facts don't care about your feelings, are now, as the Overton window has shifted, engaging in the same sort of identity politics that you have told black people not to do. It's wild to me. And I don't go around policing public figures or policing what people do on their platforms. I generally don't care. I do not even have this app on my phone for good reason. But it's crazy that you guys cannot see the hypocrisy. There is no difference between some of these accounts and one of the black nationalist accounts that, basically scours the internet and scours the world for an example of racism against black people. The same accounts do it for white people, and it's wild to me to see how the window has shifted. Secondly, black people need to learn how to raise their children. They need to learn how to raise kids that have emotional discipline and emotional self-control. And what I will tell you is this. There's a million Karmelo Anthonys running around the country right now. Everybody knows it. Everybody avoids them, and everybody knows that they are trouble. The reason that so many young black men are running around without control and without emotional discipline is, number one, there are no fathers in the home. Black people have a fatherlessness rate of something like 70%. Wild, right? Higher than any other ethnicity. So it is no mistake that young black men commit crimes at a disproportionate rate above any other ethnicity. These are facts, which again, black people do not care about your feelings. And to that point, these black men are being raised by the single mothers that hate them, okay? They're being raised by women that either the father is not in their...
And that's another thing I want to get into eventually. The black woman hate, the black woman, anti-black woman rhetoric that's online is coming from the right. Okay, as a right-leaning black woman, we all see that too. And one day I'm going to sit down with other right-leaning black women and we will get into that as well, okay? Because what he's talking about, hate. Most single black mothers don't hate their sons. Okay, so we going to end that right here, okay? But let's keep going.
They have this resentment towards the father, and they raise these young black men like women would raise them without a male figure, to have hair trigger emotions, to have a lack of control, a lack of impulse control, regulation, et cetera, et cetera. And even when it doesn't get to the level of a Karmelo Anthony literally stabbing another kid to death, we all see it in our day-to-day lives. If you want to see...
And he just brought up Karmelo Anthony, but the only person I've seen talk about Karmelo Anthony in the media was his father. Okay? So either he was raised by his father or he was raised with both parents in his life. So for you to use that example right there, don't even make sense. Okay? But continue.
An example of young black men and just young black people running around acting like complete insane people. Why don't you go to New York City, go to Brooklyn, be around New York City between 2:30 p.m. and 4 p.m. when school lets out, and you will see that all of these people are running around. And I'm of the opinion that there's no real fix for this. So all most people can do is just to try to avoid these types of people, which is what I do, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And to that point, the black conservatives that have platforms on X or on social media or whatever, and they think they have this thing where like, oh, I'm a conscious black conservative. I'm not like one of those coons or Uncle Toms or whatever. And you are doing this because you are under the impression that if you are good enough, that black people will not hate you. And take it from somebody that's been in the game for quite some time now. There's nothing that, like, these people are communists.
I'm going to stop you right there because that just sounds like some hating shit, some mad shit, some I'm going to keep parenting no white people bullshit. Okay, what do you mean? You think people like me are doing this because we want black people to like us? This just can't be my opinion, right? This can't just be how I feel. I'm out here trying to get black people to like me. I'm not trying to get black people to like me. I don't give a damn who like me. It's my opinion. That's how I feel. I'm consistent with my logic. I agree with Daniel Penny, and I also agree with Anthony. You don't go up to people and put your hands on them, try to move them out of the seat. Okay? And I also don't want crazy people on the damn subway yelling about how they're going to kill everybody on a damn train. Both of them. I agree with both of them in both situations. And you think I'm trying to get black people to like me? You sound stupid. You sound like a hater. And even if we was trying to get black people to like us, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You saying, oh, they're never going to like you. How you know? How you know they're never going to like us? Because a lot of us used to be on that same side. I used to be saying the same stuff, believing the same rhetoric, saying the same BS. And I'm not there anymore. Look where I'm at now. So for you to say they're never going to like you, how do you know? Because there's a lot of black conservative I didn't like, but now I understand. I never disliked Candace Owens, but I had to listen to her. I had to tear her out more before I grew to like her. There's a lot of people right now who like Candace Owens who didn't like her 2 years ago. So for you to say they're never going to like you, you're a hater. It just sounds like you want to keep pandering to the far right, and those crowds, those lunatics, and you hate the fact that a new movement of republicanism in the black community is growing. I'm sorry, it's happening. No one's trying to get black people to like you. A hater. You a hater. It's just how we feel. We have common sense. And you know what? Speaking of inconsistent logic, Rob, I just saw you on Twitter defending Daniel Penny. Okay, so let's look at the tweet. You tweeted this on 12/9/24. Daniel Penny found not guilty. New Yorkers are ready to be safe again. Mayor Eric Adams, this is your moment. Oh, you were so happy that Daniel Penny was found not guilty for choking somebody to death for yelling. Rightfully so, people were uncomfortable on the train. I get that. But how do you not understand going up, grabbing somebody, and you end up getting stabbed? It's the same thing. It's self-defense. Anthony did not do that unprovoked. He was literally provoked. Okay? So if you defended Daniel Penny, Rob, for choking somebody to death for yelling, you should, in a way, understand why Anthony did what he did. Now, if you would have a conversation about violence in the black community and the low impulse control, that's a whole different topic. Okay? But that's not what happened here. He was provoked. He was grabbed and told to move out the damn tent. No one owns tents. No one owns bleachers. No one bought this seat. You didn't buy a ticket to sit in this assigned seat. No one has a right. Nobody, I don't care the age, the skin color, the ethnicity, whatever. No one has a right to lay hands on someone because you want them to move. That's not your child. You're not the police. I don't care. So yeah, let's call it the hypocrisies. I want Rob Smith to tell me what's the difference between choking somebody to death for yelling and stabbing somebody who try to force you out your seat. What's the difference, Rob Smith? Or are you a grifter and a panderer? The one you trying to accuse us of being. Anyways, that's all for this episode of The Misinformation Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back soon, very soon, because it's some more things I would like to address that I'm seeing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on X, this far right lunatic app called X. Follow me on X at MissInfoShow _ or on Instagram at Starring Amber. Amber is AMBERR. And you can find me anywhere online at Amber Star McTerry. Thank you. See you next time.